And there's a lot of lessons here. You know, obviously we've seen certain asset classes become quite volatile during inflation, and crypto is leading the pack when it comes to really its inability to be a safe asset class. Welcome to the Urban Property Investor. I'm your host, Sam Saggers, here to help you crack the code of real estate wealth. Today's show, the last show of 2022. This is the big one, folks. We're going to dig into your bucket list, and we're going to actually cover off the 2022 Urban Property Investor Awards. Yes, welcome to the first annual Urban Property Investor Awards. We're going to dig into what actually happened during 2022, what kind of Gopniks existed in 2022. And yes, if you're watching on YouTube, I'm wearing a little Gopnik outfit to celebrate the awards, the award ceremony. So I tell you what, it should be a fun-filled show. We'll have a bit of a laugh. We might pick on a few things when it comes to what has happened during 2022. It's been chaos, hasn't it? It's been crazy. We've lived through the year of inflation. No one knew what inflation was. It was a mystery. It was a myth. Now it exists. It's here to stay. And of course, now we need to operate in a new normal. All very doable. Hey, if it's your first time tuning into the show, you've come to the last show of 2022. So welcome aboard. Play the show in double speed. Get your life back. It's kind of the rule of the show because my content can drag on a tad. So you want to play me in double speed, get your life back. And to all Urban Property Investor listeners, thank you very much for tuning in this year. We've cracked some big milestones, over 200,000 downloads, which is great. Fair few reviews, which is awesome. So thank you very much for leaving those reviews. They've been very, very helpful. They help other people find the program because the algorithms rank podcasts a little bit higher if people review. So I tell you what, if you want to pay it forward and help other property investors find some content, perhaps also leave me a review, just a little thumbs up would do. Feel free to leave, I don't know, a 1-star review if you think the show sucks. Why not? Someone's left me a 1-star review. I don't know who, but yeah, hey, maybe the program's 1 star. Who knows? Who knows? But it's been a big year, hasn't it? And I'm not here, by the way. I'm in Norfolk Island. And, of course, Norfolk Island is a strange place to go. Why would someone go to Norfolk Island? Why would someone want to be a Norfie for 3 weeks? Well, I want to be a Norfie. I want to get off the beaten track. I want to, hide from the world. So if you're in Norfolk Island and we bump into each other in the 3 streets that are there, hey, let's have a chat. Let's have a beer. Let's have a can of Norfolk ale together. But it is New Year's, so I want to wish everyone a happy New Year's. Remember, there's rules when it comes to your New Year's celebration. If you're an Urban Property Investor listener, you got to snog someone at 12 o'clock. Now, if you're in your 50s and 60s and so you're not going to bed at 9 o'clock, you're staying up till 12 o'clock and you're having a snog. If you're in your 20s, you're single, snog everyone. That's my advice. Snog the whole world. Get out there and rip it up and, have a bit of a laugh. And I think, today we're going to go over some bucket lists when it comes to your 2023. We got to have a strong bucket list in life. Life is all about experiences, isn't it? It's not about just what you have. It's about what you actually go out there and do. Should you, set yourself up for a different world next year? I think we all should. I think we've been, in some respects repressed from the pandemic. We all missed out on a few years there of adventuring around the world, doing some crazy things. So it's time to play catch up. So you've got to set some pretty powerful things for 2023. And I want to talk to you a bit about that at the end of the program, once we get through the first annual UPI Awards. Yes, we are doing an award ceremony. We're going to do this every year. This is going to be a thing. So let's kick off. The first award is the Golden Gopnik Award. Yes, who was the biggest Gopnik of 2022? It was hotly contested, I tell you, in my mind, but I have to give the biggest Gopnik, the biggest thief award to Sam Bankman-Fried, the guy that killed crypto. Yes, what we discovered from this skullduggery was epic. Who knew that basically trusting your Bitcoin to an exchange that was completely unregulated would fall into absolute chaos? And there's a lot of lessons here. You know, obviously we've seen certain asset classes become quite volatile during inflation, and crypto is leading the pack when it comes to really its inability to be a safe asset class. Obviously, you know, it's fair to say that a lot of tech stocks, a lot of shares have been repriced in inflation. And real estate's doing pretty well. Let's face it, it's gone down in value, but it ain't, halving in value. And certainly, obviously, when it comes to the Golden Gopnik of the year, Sam Bankman-Fried, FTX, I mean, this was bananas. Like, the guy basically used other people's money, embezzled it to invest in all sorts of weird stuff. So I think there's a lot of lessons as well. Even the concept of crypto is to be off-grid. Like, you do not want counterparty risk involved with crypto. The point of crypto is to be outside the system. So the fact that everyone put their money into a system and that system failed, well, that's pretty crazy, because the whole concept is you don't have a counterparty creating risk to your crypto. It's off-grid. But hey, maybe Warren Buffett was correct when he said that, you know, the whole thing is going to come tumbling down. It certainly feels that way. What's so interesting as well is, you know, we're all duped. All these influencers were basically being paid millions of dollars by these crypto companies to say crypto was freaking awesome. And of course, you know, the Golden Gopnik himself, Sam Bankman-Fried, has highlighted just how many influencers on your Instagram and TikTok were faking it to induce you to buy the stuff. So, yeah, too many people smoking the wrong weed. And of course, when it comes to being the biggest thief, the biggest Gopnik, well, we're going to definitely leave that with Sam Bankman-Fried. Who knows what will happen to him? We'll soon find out. But yeah, amazing. The next award, the award that we're offering today at the Urban Property Investor Awards, is the Karen Award. Yes. Now, I have a lot of listeners who actually name Karen, and I apologize to you for naming an award after you, but obviously through the pandemic, we met Karen, the lady from Brighton. And so I think we have to honor her by offering an award. And today's Karen Award, drum roll, the winner is Anastasia Palaszczuk. Yes, she wins the Karen Award for inventing an attack on the system through land tax and not seeing it through. Yes, we all had to listen to Karen, Anastasia Palaszczuk, talk about land taxing everybody from outside of Queensland that owned real estate in Queensland based on their other assets they own outside the jurisdiction of Queensland. An absurd attack on your property rights. Obviously, it didn't unfold, but for having a good whinge about creating wealth for her state, creating taxes for her state, and then backing out of that, Anastasia Palaszczuk, you are the winner today of the Karen Award. Thankfully, she came to her senses and didn't invoke the land tax inside of Queensland that was earmarked to basically money grab from outside of her jurisdiction. Maybe she should have been up for the biggest thief award, the Golden Gopnik, but she never carried it through, hence why she is today winning the Karen Award. The next award we have on today's show is the Global Horseman Award. Of course, I teach this a lot. When it comes to real estate, there are the four horsemen: banks, regulators, you've got the central bank, and you've got the principal government. The Global Horseman Award goes to the ex-Prime Minister of Great Britain, Liz Truss. She lasted 45 days, and in that 45 days, basically sent her country into recession. Yes, she decided to create tax cuts, which of course put more people in a position where they would face higher inflation. The markets tumbled in front of her. And of course, Liz Truss lasted just 45 days as PM in 2022 in Great Britain. We've never seen anyone last so little when it comes to being a British Prime Minister. An absolute farce, an absolute joke. And of course, how do these people even get this far? Blows my mind. Maybe doing a basic level of understanding of economics would help. But who am I to talk? I'm just the urban property investor. And of course, today we also have the Australian Four Horsemen Award. We're going to give that award. Drum roll, please. Yes, it was a tight one, this one, but we are actually giving it to Philip Lowe, the Reserve Bank Governor of the Central Bank of Australia. Philip Lowe, you are the winner of the Four Horsemen Award. Yes, it's fair to say the banks have been quite friendly to the market, offering reasonable loans. There is no deleveraging going on. So the banks scrape through when it comes to helping the marketplace. APRA, you came in actually a close second when it came to making sure that you didn't meddle. You could have unlocked serviceability, which would have, fundamentally given you a better ranking. But when it comes to the government, obviously ScoMo got the boot, and we've got Albo. Fair to say Albo hasn't done a Liz Truss, so that has been good. So the winner, of course, is Philip Lowe, who has been raising rates like a like a dog cooped up in a dog cage, let out. He's been going nuts. And as such, Philip, you are the winner of the Four Horsemen Award. You are the one meddling with the market the most. And of course, arguably should have probably never dropped rates as low as they went. Which obviously inflated asset values to a high rate, and then reversing that exponentially has dented certainly a lot of the marketplace's confidence. So why did you do that? That was unnecessary. I don't think we needed to get to 0.1% for money, particularly as ScoMo was handing out a bag of tricks. I don't know. I think, hey, you got it wrong. We all get things wrong. But because you got it wrong, you, my friend, are the winner of the Four Horseman Award. So the next award. Yes, we have so many awards today. Today's next award is the Lake Weirdo Award. Yes, there are weird places in Australia where people shouldn't fundamentally invest. There are no fundamentals. There is not a growing population. And into the future, it's probably argued there'll be less people even living in these places or the same amount. These are not the places you want to put your retirement eggs into. Now, there has been many areas which have appeared on the radar of the Lake Weirdo Award. Of course, if you're not familiar with Lake Weirdo is the place you do not want to end up in your retirement. It is the place where, there is nothing good at Lake Weirdo. The most that can happen at Lake Weirdo is, you go for a swim in the local pool. That's Lake Weirdo. And of course, the winner actually has an Olympic-sized swimming pool as one of the best reasons to actually live in this particular place. I am giving the Lake Weirdo Award to the township of Moe inside of Victoria. Yes, sitting 130 kilometres east of Melbourne. It is a strange township. Maybe arguably one of the shittest towns in Australia, yet there are people today property investing in Moe. So I think you shouldn't do that. I think that's a bad decision, and I think you're going to pay the penalty. The ferry captain is going to come for his ticket on that one. So yes, folks, we have our first winner of the Lake Weirdo Award, the township of Moe, 15,000 residents. Of course, if you're tuning in from Moe or Moe, however you prefer to, say it, hey, I'm sorry to say, but you won the Lake Weirdo Award. And of course, any township named after the drunk from the pub in The Simpsons, well, hey, you get the Moe Award. All right, so we're moving on. We've got more awards. It's been the year of the tiger in Chinese culture, so we need to have the Year of the Tiger Award. Otherwise, yes, an award ceremony wouldn't be an award ceremony. So, hey, the Year of the Tiger Award is to go to the place most affected by China's Silk Road project. And we're going to give it to Sri Lanka. Yes, Sri Lanka, you have won an award. You have gone bankrupt during 2022. You are a massive, loser when it comes to Chinese economics. You borrowed a bucket load of money and you know what? It didn't work out for you. So obviously, there is some real problems in that country, but it just sort of goes to show that the intent of lending countries that can't afford to control massive amounts of debt, huge amounts of money, is a silly thing to do. And today, Sri Lanka is a banana republic. It's fallen off a cliff. And of course, it wins the Year of the Tiger Award. So now for one of the awards a lot of people have been asking about. This one has been, again, hotly contested. The Gospodar Award. Yes, we have an award for Australia, or the world's #1 Gospodar of 2022. Of course, a Gospodar is a hearth and homer, someone who loves looking after and being very, very homely, cleaning house, if you like. And so we are going to create an award, the Gospodar Award. Of course, if you're not familiar with the Gospodar, that is my next door neighbor. Every single day he mows his lawn, every single day, and leaf blows every single day. So obviously we need an award for the Gospodar. And this one was very, very closely fought. We had ScoMo for his fetish for posting on Instagram, his love of Sri Lankan curries. And we had Elon Musk. And the winner goes to Elon Musk for cleaning house on Twitter. Yes, the Gospodar of Twitter has arrived with his leaf blower and is firing everyone. We don't know what's going to end up happening to the great tweet. Will he be tweeting into the future? But I think someone who can leaf blow like that deserves the World Gospodar Award for basically cleaning house. All right, we've just got a few more awards and we'll get to the main part of the show, which of course is to create your bucket list. 2023 is going to be a big year, but you just don't want it to go to waste. You want to start ticking off some experiences in your life and making your life better so you can leave the world a better place or make the world a better place. But before we get there, we have a few more awards to go through. The next award, the Baba Vanga Award. Yes, Baba Vanga was a futurist from Bulgaria. She lived many, many moons ago, rather like Nostradamus. Baba Vanga sees the future, or saw the future, I should say, and has basically predicted things that have unfolded. I mean, the one that blows my mind is she predicted in 2022 the Earth's orbit would change. Guess what happened in 2022? The Earth's orbit has changed. There is no longer a 24-hour day. We've lost 1 second. The orbit has changed. She also predicted large parts of the world would experience massive flooding. And it's fair to say Australia has experienced massive flooding during 2022. The place which has experienced probably the worst level of flooding wins the Baba Vanga Award. It is with a heavy heart that I offer this award. And of course, for everyone affected by floods this year, my heart goes out to you. So, take it a bit tongue-in-cheek if you're listening and you've been hard done by. I'm just having a bit of a laugh. But hey, the winner goes to Lismore. I've talked about it before. Lismore is being bought back by state and federal government because many places just can't exist in climate change. Sad to say, but the winner of the Baba Vanga Award, she predicted it hundreds of years ago. And of course, Lismore, you are the winner of this year's Baba Vanga Award. However, all is not lost. We have to have a net zero award, a future crunch award. If you like the idea of listening to positive information about the future of the world, things which have unfolded, which have been great, make sure you check out Future Crunch. They're an awesome organization, really helping people understand good things that are happening in the world, not just bad things. So I think that deserves an award. The Future Crunch Award, the Net Zero Award goes to, drum roll, the ACT. Yes, Canberra has a zero emissions vehicle strategy between now and 2030. Everyone is going to end up having electric cars in Canberra. Wow. I have predicted this day would come. I am also Baba Vanga of real estate. I predicted this many, many moons ago that we would start seeing our cities adopt a zero emissions vehicle strategy. And of course, how that pertains to your real estate is a big conversation. So the winner of getting on with helping the climate, the Net Zero Future Crunch Award, is the ACT Canberra. Well done. Well played to you, having a net zero emissions vehicle strategy. Hey, we'll see how that unfolds into the future when it comes to what it pertains to for real estate. And I think we've got a few more awards when it comes to the real estate market. We can go through these ones a little bit quicker. I think we need to have a You Finally Made It award, and we're going to give that to Brisbane. It's been a stellar performer over the last 24 months. This 12 months, first half of the year, a lot of front-loaded capital growth. So for the marketplace with some pretty good front-loaded capital growth, it was tightly held between Brisbane and Adelaide. But hey, Brisbane, I think you finally made it. It took a long time, but you got there. And of course, for those investors that played the game inside of Brisbane, congratulations to you. I'm sure your real estate is worth more than it was before. Oh my God, the sign just went off. Now it's on. I kicked it. I've got to actually do some repairs. I've got my little screwdriver. Jeez, having a neon sign in a house is a thing. I just bought some fire equipment just in case it catches on fire. I've got the fire blanket. I've got a little extinguisher. Right, Best Investment Award of 2022 goes to, again, front-loaded at the start of the year. Obviously, the second half of the year, things started to cool off. So, when we talk about best investments, we got to go back to the start of the year. We're going to give it to Rolex watches. Yes, you could have bought a Rolex, a Daytona, Submariner, and at the start of the year got really a 3 or 4 times multiple. I've got a friend who had a Rolex, sold it for 4 times multiple, bought it for 75, sold it for 250. Pretty good uplift on a silly, piece of jewelry. But certainly the arse has fallen out of the Rolex market now. I think when it comes to certainly its growth rate, though, it was one of the highest performing assets going around. However, the Resilience Award, and really this award is probably the most important award. Who got to keep the most wealth? The Resilience Award goes to property. Yes, property went up in value, property's gone down in value, but overall, property kept the most value. It wasn't as high growing as a Rolex, but it didn't lose as much value as a Rolex. It wasn't as high growing as crypto, but it didn't lose as much value as crypto. So overall, it performed the best. The most resilient piece of asset going around in 2022 was real estate. All right, so thank you for tuning in to the award ceremony. Yes, we'll be back in 2023 to do the next award ceremony at the New Year period. So, where next for you? It's a big conversation. 2023 is obviously a brand new year, and we often find as property coaches inside of my business, where there are 20 property coaches that help people understand property strategy, that 2023, or the start of the year rather, is actually the best time to map out your goals, your dreams, really set the scene for what next in your life. I think it's really, really important that you manifest what you want in your world. There's the old saying, failing to plan is planning to fail. And it's so true. If you don't create your bucket list, create your life experience list, go for your dreams, manifest what you want, you're not going to get it. If you don't know what you want, how are you going to get what you want? Now, I think there's some awesome stories of manifesting what you want. One which is in my world at the moment is my business associate, Jason Witten. Awesome property guy, really talented business guy. self-made guru, self-made millionaire, self-made property investor. He has manifested that by 2032, he wants to be the commentator at the Brisbane Olympics for indoor rock climbing. I know. It's left field, but what a thing to manifest. So he manifested this, in 2022. I want to be the commentator for rock climbing. I was like, mate, this is great. So what does he go and do? He goes to indoor rock climbing championships. He volunteers as a commentator. He brings his own little TV content crew that he pays for. And he does like the under-8s indoor rock climbing. People are there at the under-8s watching these kids scale up rocks. Next minute, he's invited to the under-12s. Next minute, the under-20s. Next minute, he is now the go-to person for indoor rock climbing for the association when it comes to filming, creating content, circulating content, driving enthusiasm for the sport. And he is the number one commentator. He manifested it. He knew what he wanted and he went for it. Now, everyone needs to learn how to manifest what you are looking to achieve. And of course, I think the best time to do this is having a break from work, because work is quite often a whirlwind. It sends you in all sorts of directions, particularly if you have a very demanding job. So what are you manifesting for 2023? What's your plan? When you manifest things, you've got to consider that you need no limiting beliefs. You've got to be very optimistic, very curious. Jason was very curious that, hey, maybe I could do this. What a curiosity to go and find out. You got to trust yourself. You got to shoot for the stars. Jason was shooting for the stars. Like, I agree. It's like a strange thing to want to go and do. Like, it's not my cup of tea, but he's, he loves it. Loves it. He's so passionate about it. And isn't it great to work hard? He has worked harder than anyone I know to get something that he loves to do, his mission, his purpose, and this is one of many of his missions and purpose, but he manifested it. So you got to learn to manifest stuff and you got to learn to be lucky. Jason showed that he manifested his own luck. How do you go and manifest luck? Well, you've got to put yourself in a position of luck, maximize your opportunities, listen to hunches, expect that things are going to work out, and make sure that you don't dwell on bad things that have happened to you. You look at the big picture and move forward. So 2023, it's going to be a big one. Now, personally, what I do is a lot of people are like, you got to have your New Year resolution ready for midnight 2022/2023 when the crossover happens. What people are like, what are your resolutions? And I'm terrible at that because I find that I want to set the scene for 2023 during my January holiday. So I'm going to Norfolk Island. There's nothing at Norfolk Island. I'll chill out. I'll write what I want to achieve for the year. I'll put my goals list together. I'll redo my bucket list. I'll cross off things I, felt like I achieved and so forth. I'll do it there. I'll do it when my break allows me to do it. So the reason I say that, don't put any pressure on yourself if you're not finishing work until, the 28th of December and you don't have your, your bucket list or your goals list or your resolutions for 2023 ready. So all you need is one. And this is the one you need if you don't have anything ready. your resolution is in the first week I've got off of my next holiday leave, I'm going to set myself my goals and my bucket list. It's all you need to say. So if someone comes up to you, what's your resolution? My resolution is I'm going to get my 2023 bucket list ready by, mine is by January 10th. That's my resolution. By January 10th, 2023, I'm going to have my full goals and bucket list redone and ready to go for 2023. So I hope I cleared that up, because a lot of people, feel a little, they don't have time by, New Year's Eve to be ready. So give yourself time, give yourself permission to get this right. And, hey, maybe just concentrate on snogging people for midnight, and we'll work on the bucket list the week you get your first break. Because a lot of people, work all the way up to sort of Christmas and New Year's, and then have a, week or two off after that. So it's a great time to plan out your life. And, again, like, we can all have stuff. We can have 20 investment properties. We have, a huge share portfolio. We can be crypto investors with Sam Bankman-Fried, the Golden Gopnik of 2022. But at the end of the day, stuff is stuff, and life experiences is what this is all about. So I think it's really, really critical. You could have lived a quarter of your life, you could have lived half of your life, that you nail the next half, 3/4, 1/4 of your life. And I think when it comes to goal setting, creating, because people often talk to me, well, okay, I've read all the goal setting books, but I have no goals. So what's the point of understanding things like SMART goals, being specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, or time-bound? What's the point if you don't know where to start? And I've always got a lot out of the idea of the bucket list. And the bucket list is a blueprint that a guy called Travis Bell, obviously borrowed the concept of the bucket list and then started to go, well, maybe this is a great way to create goals. And I think it is. Ever since I discovered the bucket list, I really love it. It resonates with me. It may not resonate with you, but it certainly resonates with me. So the first rule of goal setting is choose a goal that motivates you. And what motivates me is the idea that we only have so much time left on this earth. It motivates me. So does that motivate you? Does longevity motivate you? Does the fact that eventually we're all going to die motivate you? That motivates me. And so because that motivates me, that I've got only so much time on this earth to do what I need to achieve to live the experiences that I would like to, then the idea of the bucket list makes a big, big impression on me. So my goal, by the time I finish holidays, sort of mid-January, I want to have my bucket list going. Now, the idea of your bucket list is we just go through how Travis Bell explains it, my bucket list. So let's practice it here. M for my bucket list is meet a personal hero. Yes, in 2023, who would you like to meet? Who would be someone that if you just ask them for a cup of coffee, that they could impart on you some wisdom which potentially will change the course of 2023 for you? Who do you want to meet? Who is the hero you want to spend some time with? And it doesn't have to be like, a Hollywood movie star. It can be a personal hero to you, an old school teacher, an old friend that you haven't seen in a long time. Who is your personal hero? Someone who might motivate you. Meeting a personal hero may be also going to a conference. It might be going to, I don't know, like Unleash the Power Within with Tony Robbins. You might not meet him personally because there are more mentees, people who need mentoring, than there are mentors. But you will meet him as part of a group. So meet a personal hero. Pay your way to change your world. If meeting someone costs money, pay for it. Do it. It could change the course of your life. So meet a personal hero. Reach out to someone. Someone in your world will inspire you. I'm not sure who they are, what they do, what cause they're great at, but you reach out to them. That's your challenge. So then we go to my bucket list, and we obviously convey we want to meet a personal hero. Why? This is my MY, your proud achievements by 2023. This is where you want to write down your list of things you want to achieve by 2023. Do you want to, oh man, the phone's ringing. Hang on. Oh, geez. Oh, now the sign's gone off. So what do you want to achieve by the end of 2023? It's a big conversation. What would be your proud achievements? Getting married, having a family, buying a car, buying an investment property, joining a club. What would your achievements be? And of course, if you just make a little list and you start ticking it off, it makes a lot of sense. So allow yourself time to do this. The next in my bucket list is B, my bucket list. Buy something special. Yes, buy that something special. Now, again, like I think, some of this stuff comes back to your love languages. If you like receiving gifts, maybe buy something special for yourself. Why not? Like, it's your life. But put down what you want to buy. If you like buying things for other people, find out what someone else might want. They might want that beautiful Rolex to obviously hold on to during the next great Rolex boom. So buy that something special for someone. I think it's a beautiful thing to do, and it's a great way to tick off things on your bucket list. So my bucket lists were up to you. The ultimate challenge. What is your ultimate challenge of 2023? What would, make your world just so crazy good? It could be something like you've never done a half marathon and you're going to do it. You're going to train for the half marathon. The ultimate challenge. What is that to you? And start to fix it, to do something about it. Because you maybe have lived half your life, and maybe the first half of your life was mundane. Time to change that. We've still got half a life to go. Why are we wasting time? Time is something you never get back. Time is more important than money. The next in my bucket list is C, conquer a fear. Conquer a fear. What are you scared of? What's holding you back? What is imprisoning you? What is making you unhappy? Conquer that fear. Maybe it is getting a divorce, as crazy as that sounds. Maybe you've got to conquer what that means. Maybe it's as conquering, public speaking. Go to a public speaking course. Conquer that fear. We've all got fears and anxieties which hold us back, that limit our life, that send us sideways, that create us, drama for no particular reason. Learn how to conquer that fear. Challenge yourself, because really the only one that matters in all this is you. The next is kind acts for others. K for kind. This is your bucket list. So what you're doing is when you get a week off, you're going through your bucket list. If you want to get some books on bucket listing, Travis Bell's book is pretty good when it comes to the idea of the bucket list, my bucket list, or my bucket list blueprint or something like that. Or you can even just go to Officeworks, and they sell a little bucket list book where you can brainstorm ideas. Officework bucket list. You know, they've got things like fears I want to overcome, new languages I want to learn, a city I want to live in, books I want to write or read, an idol I want to meet, something big to save up for, future things I want to learn. You know, that's great. It's just a little book. It costs you $20. Go buy the book from Officeworks. Get on with this stuff, right? Yeah, I should have Travis's book somewhere in my bookshelf in front of me. My eyes escape me, but yeah, just Google Travis Bell if you like. So, kind act for others. What are you going to do for others? You're going to volunteer and do something cool? Are you going to, make something special for someone's birthday? Like, map this stuff out, write this stuff down, and go and do it. Express yourself. This is a great thing. I mean, today the world is all about content, and you be you. Why not become a podcaster? It's certainly, for me, it allows me to express my views and my passions and my beliefs. So become express yourself. Maybe become a YouTuber, become a podcaster. Maybe just have more opinions on things that are deep inside of your soul that you want to let out. You won't be censored. Get on with being you. Express yourself, and you'll have a much happier world. So my bucket list, we're up to T for bucket. At the end of bucket, there is a T. Take lessons, learn things. What are you going to buy this year to learn? Do you want to buy a real estate course? Do you want to buy a language course? Do you want to take lessons in art? Do you want to take lessons, finally get your driver's license? What do you want to learn to improve your world? Do you want to take a short course in psychology? Do you want to take a lesson in surfing? Come up with what would move the needle in your world and go and do it. Next of my bucket list is list. And the first letter of the word list is L. L is leave a legacy, plant a seed. Leaving a legacy is critical, right? Like, the reason many people become property investors is to leave a legacy, to make their family wealth better. If you're becoming a property investor, a lot of property investors are doing it because they're worried about even their children being able to afford real estate one day. What a legacy you are creating for someone else. Congratulations to you. Leave a legacy. What is your legacy going to be? You don't want to spend 75 years, 95 years on earth and not leave a little mark behind that you existed, that your star was bright. So leave a legacy. Come up with what that looks like. It could be even just, leaving a footprint on your community or your church or whatever it may be. Leave a legacy. The next is idiotic stuff. Yeah, do some idiotic stuff. What makes you happy? I think, people don't laugh enough these days, right? Like, no one's smiling. Like, when was the last time you had a laugh? Even TV shows today, there's nothing funny to watch. What's the last funny TV show? I used to love laughing, nightly at things like Seinfeld. Like, now idiotic stuff. I've thought about this one myself. What idiotic stuff am I going to do which is going to make me laugh? Laughing makes you healthier. The more you laugh, the better your energy levels are, the better your blood levels are. Like, laughing creates a endorphin. So if no one's laughing, everyone's getting sick. We gotta fix the laughing problem. Idiotic stuff. What am I going to do? Well, I think I'm going to go to the comedy club at least 20 times this year just to see some stand-up comedy. It's idiotic, it's stupid, but it's real, it's life, it's wonderful, it's beautiful. That's what I want to do with my idiotic stuff. I want to laugh more. So, hey, maybe I'll see you at the comedy club, but you do you. You be an idiot. I don't know what that is. You know, there are levels of degrees of being an idiot. If you want to, you know, get your gear off and run out naked on the MCG at the middle of finals round of the AFL and you're prepared to pay the fine, why not, man? Just do it. You be you. You be an idiot. All right. The next one is S for list. We're almost at T. S, satisfy a curiosity. You would be curious about something. Maybe you've always wanted to, you know, run a kilometer every day for 30 days. Satisfy the curiosity. Do it. You may, I don't know, want to learn how to play tennis. Satisfy a curiosity. You come up with what that is, put it on your list, and let's get it done. And finally, for my bucket list, travel adventures. What are you planning ahead? Me, I'm a bit addicted to travel adventures. I constantly look over the horizon as to what I'm going to travel, or where I'm going to travel to next. I'm already looking in 2024. So I feel like I'm well ahead of the travel adventure, you know, list or, well, thing on the list. So that's my bucket list. And again, when it comes to creating goals, what you can do if you're not familiar with, you know, having ideas around what type of goals might motivate you, remember the rule of goal setting is choose goals that motivate you. So the best way I've found that is my bucket list. The other version of what I do is the life wheel. So, you know, ranking yourself, where are you weak, and then obviously doing something about it. You know, health, well-being, family, friends, you know, that kind of model works very, very well as well. So if you grab the life wheel, you could Google the life wheel and you could Google my bucket list, put the two together, and then you've got some goals that maybe motivate you. So then what you do is you can make an action plan. So you just sort of map it out. I think the easiest action plan is a to-do list. So then you can be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. Remember the concept of goal making, smart goals, with what you put on your to-do lists. And of course, just stick to it. See it through. Don't cheat yourself. The only person you're cheating when it comes to setting your 2023 resolutions, your goals, the only person you're cheating is you. Like, no one else cares. So don't cheat you. You be you. And hey, that's it for 2022. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Feel free to leave that review paid forward if you think someone else might benefit from the content. And hey, have a safe old time over New Year's, and I'll see you down the track with some new content. And hey, as they say, if I haven't said Merry Christmas to you yet, Merry Christmas, and of course, Happy New Year. Thanks for tuning in to the Urban Property Investor. To never miss an episode, make sure you subscribe to the podcast on your favorite app or on YouTube. I would love it if you could give the show a rating and share it with your friends and family. In between episodes, you can always keep in touch with me by connecting on social media over Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn. Until we meet again on the next episode of the Urban Property Investor, take care and bye for now.